First, when they first came up, they had pointed out that we are talking about all illegal immigrants. However, that's not the case. We are talking about immigrants that are illegal immigrants that are already here, and we're trying to find a pathway to get them the citizenship they need. And although there's and how they also brought up that most illegal immigrants are lack of education past high school, and however there's programs that are made in order to help them, like DACA and DREAM Act, and DACA had, and I found that in the United States that there are 3.2 million undocumented children and young adults that are under the age 12, which are most are eligible for DACA. And with that, DACA would have brought in, the DACA recipients would have contributed over $460.3 billion to the U.S. GDP, and like in California, where we have the most DACA recipients, that it would have increased, if we had, it would have increased the GDP by 11.6 million or billion. As well, they had talked about but there's just not enough funding for these programs, and because they don't lead to people becoming citizens. As well, they had brought up some irrelevant data of how that people from the Caribbean were taking some visas. However, that's not really the case, because Mexico has the majority of undocumented immigrants at 50%, and that they're only getting 14% of the visas. And then they brought up, I'm gonna bring back up the lack of education for illegal immigrants, and that there has been programs, however they're defunded, and with those programs they would have allowed the economy of the United States to go up. And there has been 3 plans that have been defunded, such as the Gang of 8 bill, which if had passed had allowed 11.2 unauthorized immigrants on a 13-year plan to citizenship, and that 4 million of those people that are on wait list would become citizens. And with that, there would have been a growth in the national economy significantly, accumulating to 1.2 trillion, and that overall that the American income would have been up 625 billion in the next decade. And as well, it would have been created an average of 145,000 jobs a year for over a decade, which would have grown the economy even more. However, there's just not enough funding for these programs, and even though they are beneficial. Thank you.